U2 wasn't about unusual rhythms, and if I'd just heard them on a demo tape, I would have passed. Their early demo tapes would give you about 10% of the necessary information. All was not lost because I really believed in their self-confidence. It was like seeing a movie where you are not getting it all the way through. It doesn't seem to be grabbing you, and then at the end, you realize you loved it. You want to see it again. There was much more to it than there initially seemed, and how that came across to me was through U2's energy, something that was really focused. In their energy was their own belief in themselves, which was irresistible. Their 20-year-old singer Bono seemed particularly driven, like he knew what his destiny was, and he was charging towards it from a small stage in an unpromising pub in South London. He had some kind of rhythm, even if it was just how he engaged with an imaginary audience. Very early on in these cramped little venues in front of the smallest crowds, he was already clambering over the equipment and up the lighting rig as though he were trying to reach out to the back of a vast venue and even farther. This was either complete delusional wishful thinking or sheer audacious magnetism or a bit of both. He was already rehearsing for the big time. It stopped just about short of being too much. He didn't care if it looked a bit daft. In his head, it was magnificent, and he was out to persuade everyone else it really was. They were going through where they were without any kind of shame to get where they were going. I met them after the show in similar circumstances to when I met the Spencer Davis group in a very cramped dressing room, all of us on top of each other, becoming a part of music history, or perhaps just ships passing in the night. Bono was perhaps so animated because he was still in the process of proving to drummer Larry Mullen Jr., who had formed the group and was clearly the leader, and to bassist Adam Clayton, and to the guitarist they were already calling The Edge, quiet but clearly smarter than the usual young rock musician, that he was going to work as the lead singer. It was small talk, really, nothing much more than a bit of chit-chat, but I realized pretty quickly that they were an intelligent collection of individuals. I believed in them as people, even if the music had passed me by. I agreed on the spot that they should come to Ireland. Their manager, Paul McGuinness, made a big impression on me as well. Bands at this stage of their life playing small, dirty venues are usually looked after by an eager pal who can't play an instrument and acts as the driver and the equipment humper. But U2 had someone in place who, even in this tiny venue, absolutely looked the part, reminding me very much of David Enthoven and John Gayden of E.G. He was clearly in charge of everything but their music. Bono talks about how when I came to the gig I was dressed in shorts and flip-flops as though it were a cold